Good morning, you guys. My name is Jalen, and today I'm going to show you how to make a Trinidadian dish called bake. My mom makes this for me in the morning, something quick, something easy to make. It's a great substitution for bread, and then once you make it, it can sit out just like bread, and it's always there for you, very convenient. So here I have 4 cups of flour. I have a teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of baking powder. And this is the baking powder I'm using, if you guys don't know what baking powder is. And then as well here, I have a 1/4 cup of oil. Here I have grapeseed oil. You can use any oil you have. And then also have a cup of warm water. Okay, so I'm gonna add all the dry ingredients first. So add the salt, the sugar, and the baking powder. And I'm gonna mix these all together. And make sure you wash your hands, especially with everything going on right now. You don't want anyone to get sick. So after I mix this and it's all homogeneous, I'm gonna add about 75% of the oil. So that should be good there, maybe just a little bit more. Alright, now I'm gonna mix this. And you're gonna get little clumps of oil, and that's fine. You just wanna try and break them down as best as you can. So I've mixed it all up, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get ready to add my water. So it's warm water. You can use it from the pipe, or from, if you have like a jug of water or water bottles, whichever you prefer. Just make sure the water's warm. You're gonna make a little well in the middle. And after you make this well, you're gonna add about half of your warm water. So that should be good about right there. So now I added that, and now we're gonna put this all together. Alright, so I've mixed it pretty well, so now we're gonna add the rest of the water. And so now we're gonna start kneading the flour. So you're gonna wanna take about a handful, pull it towards you, and make a ball like this, and push it away. You really need the flour to really get in there. I wanna get the water completely mixed in. And your hand is gonna get a little messy, so that's why I use one hand, and then the other hand is just there on the side, holding the bowl and staying clean. You know, it's gonna get on you, so you just wanna try and get it off best as you can. And so you can see there's a lot of stuff that's gonna be on your hand if you do decide to make this. So you're gonna wanna go for the dry stuff that you have. You wanna really push it and incorporate the dry stuff. And that will get most of the wet flour off your hand. So as you can see, just have a little bit more dry stuff down here. And it's all coming together. So I picked up the ball and I got all the dry parts right here. And so I'm gonna keep kneading. I'm gonna try and incorporate the dry parts as best as I can. And so I'm gonna add a little bit more water, warm water. So I'm filled up, and I'm just gonna add just a little bit. As you need it, you're gonna add. So that should be good there. Bring in all of that. Okay, and then just add a little bit more water. Alright, so we let the bake rest. I let it rest for about an hour, so I just had time to spare. But if you're on a small amount of time, I would say 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes is about the best time. But the longer, the bigger it's gonna get. So if you see, it grew in some size. It grew in size. So now I'm gonna take some flour and put it over the counter, and then I'm gonna lay the bake out. Put a little bit more. This over here. And now we're gonna press the bake down. I'm gonna spread it out and get it ready. And now there are different ways to prepare this. A really popular, people fry it in Trinidad and make a sandwich with it. Here we're gonna roast it, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. But there are other ways, so if you do decide to try your hand at this and you look it up, there are people who fry it and people make it different ways. And this is just the way that my family and we make it. So this is what we call a tower. This is what we're gonna be cooking the bake on. You're gonna wanna have it set on a low to medium heat. If you don't have one of these, you can also use a pan that's big enough to fit it. So if you come over here, pause it. And so if you look over here, I pressed it down. I got into a circular form. So if you're using a pan, then you could get that into about the size of your pan in which it'll fit. So now you're gonna take it, you're gonna put flour side down. As I dusted off some of the flour that was on it. So you're just gonna lay this here and let that sit. So it's been about 8 minutes here, and so what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna leave it for about 10 minutes on each side until it's about golden brown under. So if you can see, it's almost there. It's about there. And so when it gets to that point, as you see, like it's rising as well on top. And when it gets to that perfect golden brown point, you're gonna want to flip it. All right, so it's been about 8-9 minutes. So we're gonna give it a check here. So yeah, that's perfect right there. That's exactly where we want it. So now what we're gonna turn off the stove, and we're gonna get our towel right here, and we're going to put it in the towel. And again, if you're using a normal pan, same process, it's just gonna be in a pan. Okay, so I took it off, I got my bread knife, so now I'm gonna cut this into 4s. Alright, so now you're just gonna break it up. So you're gonna pull it together, pull it apart. Here you go. So you have your 4 pieces. You can even cut them half of that, so a quarter of those, and make smaller pieces. You're pretty much, if you don't cut it like that, you cut it like a pizza, however you want to cut it. You could put bread, you could put cheese, butter, a jam, you can put fish, anything you want to put inside, you can put inside. It's a vessel to hold anything, and that's baked for you.